When we first started looking for a place to call home, we imagined waking up near the beach. Coffee in hand, ocean breeze drifting through the windows, and that laid back lifestyle that makes you feel like every day is a vacation. Pensacola, Florida just seemed to check all the boxes. It's got that small town charm, but with enough going on that you don't feel disconnected from the rest of the world. And the beaches? Wow. The sand is powdery white, the water is the clearest blue. Honestly, some of the prettiest we've ever seen. One of my favorite parts? Pensacola has a dog beach. Being able to let them run free by the water sealed the deal for us in our minds. We could really picture ourselves building a life here. We are looking at houses in Florida. It is one of our options. And so over the weekend, we are planning to visit some houses. We spent several days driving around, touring homes in different neighborhoods, from cozy little bungalows to updated ranch-style houses. We went to go see this house that ended up becoming our favorite option, and it was on this hill, so there wasn't a flood risk. We really liked it, but unfortunately, we lost the bid to a cash offer because it was just very competitive. So we took a drive out to Crestview, hoping the next house might be the one. We passed by a few new construction homes and thought the area and the neighborhood looked promising. But once we pulled up to the place, it looked decent at first glance, but once we walked through, the excitement started to fade. A lot of the work inside just felt rushed, patchy finishes, mismatched materials, and corners clearly cut. It had potential, but not enough to make it worth the investment. So back to the search we went. We had a mission to find a house and not a lot of time to do it, so we spent some time driving all around the city and nearby areas. One thing we noticed right away, there's water everywhere. Bay views, beaches, little canals. It was really beautiful and calming, even in the middle of a hectic search. And the houses and buildings, so many had this cheerful, colorful vibe. Bright paint, coastal charm. Even with the pressure we felt, it was easy to picture ourselves settling into a place like this. We were definitely drawn in. We didn't go into this thinking we needed a perfect home, but we also didn't want to get caught in a project that would stretch us thin, especially with how much homes we're going for. But luckily, we did find a few that we liked enough to make offers on. We put in a few offers, hoped for the best, but Pensacola's market turned out to be a lot more competitive than we expected. We were up against people who weren't looking for a place to live. They were looking for their next flip or rental property. And that made it really hard to compete. Hey guys! So today, everything went great. We saw 3 separate houses, one in Pensacola, and one in Milton, and one in Crestview. So we did do a bit of driving to get to these houses. The one in Pensacola, it was closest to the beach, but it was the smallest house, and we were not crazy about the neighborhood. It was just a little bit sketchy. On the second place, Milton, it was nice. It was bigger, but it was old. So, that house needed a little bit of work, and we just weren't too crazy about that neighborhood either. After a few rounds of this, we hit pause. We started asking ourselves the harder questions. Were these houses really the one? Were we falling in love with the idea of Pensacola more than the actual homes we were seeing? Because truthfully, a lot of the houses were just okay. But we didn't regret the trip at all. Being there helped us get clear on what we really wanted. We loved the lifestyle, the beach, the relaxed pace. It reminded us of why we were doing this in the first place, to build a life that felt calm, connected, and meaningful. It's beautiful. Take a look. Wow. We have beautiful, lush, white sands. Oh, I'll go get a bag. This is Pensacola Dog Beach West. It is designated for dogs, dog owners, and whatnot, but there are many people here without dogs. There are a lot of people over there, and I don't think anyone has a dog over there because dogs are not allowed. Here we are. Bowie's having a good time with his ball. Loves his ball. Hi, Bowie. so fun. Something just wasn't quite clicking though, and we couldn't ignore it. So we opened ourselves up to the idea that maybe our dream location wasn't what we originally pictured. We started looking at other areas, just casually at first, exploring housing markets in different parts of the country, and we looked at the cost of living, job opportunities, neighborhood vibes, school systems, even if we're not quite at that stage yet. We were just gathering data, trying to stay open to possibilities. And that's when we stumbled upon Tulsa, Oklahoma. Not exactly a beach town, we know, but something about it kept drawing us in. The housing market looked incredible compared to what we were seeing in Florida. Bigger homes, beautiful lots, and prices that actually felt fair, even affordable. Tulsa had this mix of charm and yet still had some modern energy. We found neighborhoods that felt warm and family friendly, and others that felt creative and up and coming. The food scene, great. The community, surprisingly welcoming. And honestly, we started to feel excited again. Not just about a house, but about building a life there. And that's when we knew it was time to pivot. Pensacola, Florida will always hold a special place in our hearts. The salty air, the sunsets, the dog beach, all of it. The trip taught us so much about what we want, what we value, and what we're willing to wait for. But our story doesn't end here. In the next video, I'll take you along for the next chapter, which was our journey to Tulsa, how we found the opportunity that changed everything, and what we discovered once we got there. Thanks for being here with us so far. If you've ever had a dream shift directions unexpectedly, you're not alone. And sometimes that's where the magic happens.